book, and I had to put it in Slack, and I just wanted to get it done so I wouldn't forget because I told her I'd do it, so I did it. All right, so let me go over here and where the heck are we? I think we're over here. Let me get it done so I wouldn't forget because I told her I'd do it. So there you go. Hello, little lady. Oh, I'm in live. I gotta go on live chat. I wish I could just get rid of it all, that top chat. I never want it. Hi, little lady. Hi, Gail B. Hi, Kevin. L. Linda. Gail, I'm cooking smoked sausage and biscuits. That doesn't sound like that just came from that book, Kevin. Okay. Hi, Crime. I feel like I'm waiting for Mom to hurry up and come home. Yes, okay. So we're going to talk about, I've got my notebooks, remember? Back to the notebook. A lot of activity today on the Megan Boswell trial. So let me pull that out first, okay? Then we'll go over Monica, but Megan Boswell, day 2, day 1 ended early. Remember, they had to review that interview, and that's what they started with. They started with that interview today. Let's see. Okay. James Lewis. There were a lot of people on the stand today. All right, that was day 2. Tommy Boswell. That was the second witness. They were still starting with that detective. Now, day 2. Day 2, here we go. So, they were showing the interview with Megan from February of 2020, and the investigator that was on the stand, they show him saying to Megan in the interview, and you go on the news and you say the TBI is not doing our job. We're breaking our backs to do our job. And you go out there and you say that. How many lies have you told us? Dozens? And Megan says a lot. And then the investigator starts talking to us and talking to her, saying, I need to tell the DA. I can tell her that you were just a scared mother who didn't know what to do. I know she was telling lies, but she's telling the truth now. We can do that, Megan. We can start today. We need to bring her home. We need to bring your little girl home. Let me tell the DA that she was the key to bringing her home. And because they said the reason they're going in here is they said that yesterday that she admitted that Megan was deceased. And so they were looking for this, okay? So then he said, is there anything that you know of? And she's like, not that I know of. And he says, we can't help you unless you are telling the truth. And it's just, they go on. And then they said, was that a fair and accurate, that interview that she had? Yes. And then you testified that she told you that she knew her baby was dead and not missing, but I'm not seeing it. That's what they said in the cross. Is it somewhere else? And then the investigator said it was in the notes. She talked with others. There were other interviews. After it was revealed, we brought her in. So it wasn't even in this interview. Can you believe that? And they stopped the whole court yesterday. It was crazy. So then they said, well, there was somebody in a jail uniform in the beginning of that. Who is that? And he said, that was Megan's mother. She asked to talk to her, so we brought her in. Remember, I told you about the whole shoplifting thing? Yeah, you'll hear that. Hunter Woods, who is that? That's her boyfriend. And you refer to her as Maggie. Yes, that's her nickname, he said. Now, several locations she provided were one of them Tommy's property, her father, yes. When did you first search Tommy Boswell's property? That investigator said March 6th. And they said, why did you wait so long? He said, there was no solid evidence because she told so many lies. And then they said, are you sure that that property was not searched? He said, not by me. And he said, and you went one more time? He said, from what I recall, I went on March 6th. Agent Fraley, you said this is how the trash can was found. So now this is the cross-examination. He's going over and over. Did you move the trash can? Was it found that way? Wait a minute. You took it out and you took a picture of it? You know, like they're looking for anything to, I guess, give a little doubt of something. You know what I'm talking about? So he shows the photo and he's like, is this the position you found the can in? Was it moved and put back? And the investigator, Fraley, says, to the best of my recollection, this is how it was found. At one point, it may have been picked up and put back down when we felt the weight of it. And then the defense says, so was it ever moved and put back and additional pictures taken? Yes. And the black trash bag that was on top of the white one that was in the can? Yes. We opened the door, we saw the items on top and maybe moved some items and then saw the leg of Evelyn's body. And then they waited for the medical examiner. They showed the playhouse photos again and talking about where the body bag was placed. And then they talked about, larva and pupa and, you know, all that stuff. Like what happens, they lay the eggs on decomposing flesh and they develop from there, and then you get that one, okay? They asked him if there were leaves in the trash can or her hair. He didn't remember. He said it's been 5 years, and you had to move the body to some degree. You moved it out of the trash can and put it back. He said, no, did not do that. Okay, and then they talked about the yard barn, that Special Agent Gratz wanted all of those boxes that were in that yard barn taken out. The playhouse, what was sent to the ME was collected, and the rest of the stuff was for processing. They had voluminous amounts of items that were collected, he said. It was the end of the cross, a brief redirect, and they said moving of the body, the trash can as seen in the photos was... and it was after it was removed. They said the black trash bag was on top. Yes. The white trash bag was down under it. Yes. It was compressed. Yes. He said it was almost compressed so bad, pushed down in there, that when they pulled it up, it created a vacuum. And they went through a gentle process of recovering the body, tilting the can onto the body bag, and then they had a recross. The trash can, you all moved it out before the ME arrived. He said we could have, and then that was the end of that. And the next witness was Tommy Boswell, Megan's father. So Evelyn's grandfather. And they said that you used to be married to Megan's mother. What was her name? He said Angel Boswell or Angel Jones. There's been divorce. They were married, I think, 17 or 18 years. Megan lived with his mom and dad on the property at some point. And they said, well, at some point, didn't she go into foster care? He said that was her mother's fault for not sending her to school. And then she stayed with me, but she wouldn't go to school. So the state took her. No school, state took her. So she went into foster care at like 17 years old. And while she was in foster care is when she had Evelyn in November of 2018. He didn't even know when Evelyn was born. He said he was so nervous. Did you do everything you could to get her out? He said, I did everything I could to get her out of foster care. I got her on weekends. He paid for everything while she was in there. At some point, did Maggie come back? Yes, he said. And there was that after Evelyn was born. Yes, he can't remember exactly, but Evelyn was real little, and she moved back into Muddy Creek. And where did she stay? And he said she stayed with me and his little daughter and son, and soon-to-be ex-wife, Ashley Rosenbaum. And she sometimes had custody of her son there. He said he supported Megan He supported her even when she was in foster care. She also had his credit card number that she could use for anything. He brought her a brand new car, $20,000 cash. He brought her everything she needed for the baby. He mentions diaper genies, which is interesting. Let's see. Diaper genies. I put that in Slack for you, Julianne, in general. Doesn't know how long they stayed. A couple of months, he said. Why did she leave? He said because she wouldn't clean her room. And she went to his mom's, and then his soon-to-be ex-wife, Ashley, and Megan went and cleaned one of the trailers. It ends up that the family, or the brother owned, the older brother, owns a trailer park, so he got a trailer for Ashley there. She didn't have to pay rent. She didn't have to pay utilities. Everything was paid for. Before she moved in, the stepmother and Megan, he said, she went, cleaned out the whole house for her, the trailer for her, and everything, got it all ready. And so she went in to the trailer park. He couldn't remember the name of the street that the trailer park that the family owned was on. He was either very nervous, or I don't know. Maybe he just has a really hard time remembering things. They showed him a diagram of his property. And he said that Megan maybe stayed with Evelyn for about 2 weeks with his mother after, she moved out of his house. And he said that, it's on Sugar Hollow. That's where the trailer park is. And he said she had no rent, no bills, paid it all. Her and Evelyn lived there. And Tommy Boswell had rings, chains, but he looked like he was going to cry at a point. He did lose it and start crying at times. He said that he saw her a few times. Now, they said the condition of the trailer, did you see what that looked like while she was living there? He said not really. He didn't go inside much. When he went there, he stayed outside. He would pick up garbage. A couple times he went inside maybe. But he was not there a lot. And he also told her, look, if you're not living there and you're gone and you're living with Hunter, move your stuff out of here and, let me rent this trailer out. So she allegedly started to spend more time with that boyfriend of hers, right? Hunter. And so he had a guy clean it out. He said the condition, what was the condition? He said it was pretty dirty. I had to have some work done to it. I had to re-rent it. So we had to clean it out, replace the floor. So she was supposed to be living with Hunter Wood. Yes. When did you meet him for the first time? He said either when she came to get the little ones, meaning his little son and daughter, or when she was, or when they went to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge. Then he said he saw her on the day after or before Christmas. Was Hunter there? Yes, but Evelyn, no. Is that unusual? Yes. And where was she? And she told him that Evelyn was with Ethan Perry, who I guess is not the father of Evelyn, but at the time they thought he was the biological father of Evelyn. We haven't gotten that far yet. He said he thought a lot of Ethan. He was a good guy, and he wanted to see the child, but he said, it's my turn, okay? Because she just kept saying that Evelyn was with Ethan Perry, and he's like, well, hey, it's my turn. I want to see this kid, Okay. So then, on March 6th, he is the one that called the TBI, and they said, why did you do that? He said, well, Ashley and Megan used to switch their phones all the time. I don't know why they did that, okay? And he said, me and Ashley were talking, and Ashley and Megan would switch phones, and I told Ashley, call the TBI and give them her phone and see if there's any clues on it or something. So they got the phone. He told Ashley, come back and look in the building. Tell TBI to come back and look in these buildings, because he had seen Megan's car backed up to, I think it was the playhouse, he said, and the door to the shed was rolled up, and he saw clothes, etc. So, said, check them out. And the playhouse was built for Megan in 2005. He said it was leftover wood and stuff from a barn that his dad built, and he had built the playhouse for Megan. No one else had been in the playhouse, and it was only for Megan as far as he knows. They asked him about a gate, and he said, I have a gate and a fence, and there's a remote to open the gates, and you have a key fob, like he said, or like a something that goes on your visor, like a garage door opener. But they said you can't drive onto the property without having the key fob to open the gate, but you can walk around. So if you're on foot, you can get on the property if you don't have something to open the gate. Okay, but you can't drive on it. Did Megan have a fob? Yes. Did Hunter? No. Have you ever seen Hunter on your property without Megan? No. You gave permission to film the entrance of your property with a drone? Yes. And they showed the footage. And you just see like all these, they have like a little bit of a compound, okay? So they've got like a trailer and a little house and the outbuildings, and everything has these paved roadways, and that's because he was in the paving business. So yeah, you can see that when you see the drone footage. And they said the camper, that showed a camper, but they said the camper was not back there in 2020. Then there was a cross-examination, and the drone video was taken after Evelyn's body was found. Yes. They mentioned the gate. Even though there's a gate and a fence, you can still walk around, right? Yes. Megan had a key fob, like a garage door opener. Yes. Anyone with a fob could open it. Yes, of course. You saw the vehicle backed up, but did you see Megan? He said, no, I just saw a car, because he was running out, he said, because his son had a seizure or something. So he was running out. He just saw her car backed up to one of the sheds. Hunter babysits. Was Hunter present? He said, I don't think so. And then he said, how many times did they search your property? Tommy Boswell said, I think just one. He said, on February 23rd, this is interesting. February 23rd, this is before the March 6th one where they found Evelyn. He said they brought dogs out. Obviously, they didn't find it. They didn't find anything. And did you watch them? He said for a little bit, but they were kind of down by the farm part of the land. And I don't know why they brought the dogs down there. I don't know why. So they didn't even know if they had the dogs up by the outbuildings or anything like that, or the playhouse. And he said, well, Megan moved out. Did you kick her out? He said, nope. I got a trailer for her. The playhouse, you suggested to search it? He said, yes. And he said, why? He said, because I thought they could find clues, maybe, of where to find Evelyn, not because he thought Evelyn was in there. He said when Ashley had the phone and stuff, he said, what about the stuff she put in Dad's shed? And then what about the playhouse? So when you suspect he said, why? Did you suspect there was a child on your property? He said, I didn't. He said, why did you ask them to search? He said, because I thought they'd have some clues, maybe. Maybe they find something that would show where she is. When is the last time you were in the playhouse? He said, it's been years and years. How many acres are there? 10.9. How far is the playhouse from where you live? About 700 feet. It's closer to his mom's house. Do you go to your mom's house often? He said, sometimes you were there during that time frame. He said, no, not too much. Nothing further. The redirect, no. Then they brought on Austin Feller. Austin Feller is somebody that worked in Tommy's paving company, and they also put him in the trailer park, and he did like some maintenance and things, and he's the one that cleaned out Megan's trailer. Okay, so yeah, do you recognize that as Megan's trailer? They say as they show him a picture. He says yes. You never met Megan before in person? He said no, she was already out when I, lived in there. And they showed a photo of the trailer, and then they said, you had to clean out the trailer? Do you know the date? He said he was not sure of the date. It was 5 years ago. What did you find there? He said he found dirty diapers that were stuck and molded to the floor and the carpet. He found feces. He found molded milk in the oven. He found the refrigerator so filthy he couldn't even clean it. And they showed photos of this, okay? He said that it had to be completely, everything had to be taken out and thrown away, and then it was completely remodeled. They had to put in new subflooring and linoleum, and he had to use a respirator to even be in there because of the moldy milk and diapers. Okay. And then the cross-examination, they were trying to figure out when he was cleaning this out. Was it before or after Christmas of 2019? First he said the weather was warm, but then, wait, it had to be before Christmas. He couldn't give an exact date, but he said it was pretty warm. He didn't have a coat on. And you never met Megan? No, sir. These are the pics you took. Why did you take pictures? And he said, because it was the worst thing I've ever seen, and I wanted to show it to Tommy. And that was the end. They didn't want any more questions, and he was dismissed. And then the next person they had on was James Lewis, who is from the Department of Children's Services. And on February 18, 2020, he was called to investigate this missing child. And he said that Megan told him that Evelyn was with Ethan Perry, and they didn't give him any contact information for Ethan. And how was her demeanor? He said, well, not much effect, and she had not too much concern for her daughter. She just said that Evelyn was with Ethan Perry. And then he said to her, at this time she was in Hunter the boyfriend's house, and he said, show me evidence that a child has been living with you. And she invited him into the house. She took him around. He asked her if she had a pack and play or a crib. She said no, she didn't have that. She took him to a bedroom, and the only items she was able to show him was a new child's outfit on a hanger that was brand new, and what she called a memory box that contained footprints of Evelyn's and a handprint kit. I don't even know if the handprint kit was even used or if it was new. And then there was this Hallmark rattle, like a silver-plated rattle that looks like it was never out of the package, and maybe a few cards or something in there. It was the memory box that was there. And then there were no diapers, no pack and play, no crib, no. The only other thing was this cup with a straw, and it wasn't even for a 13-month-old baby. It wasn't a sippy cup with a little sipper lid. It was like this regular cup that if it fell out, like it had the straw in the side of it. You know what I'm saying? And the whole tumbler, it was a tumbler. You would not give it to a 13-month-old child. So, but I guess she thought, okay, well, this might look like it belongs to a child. And that was the only thing she showed him. That was concerning. So, after speaking with Megan, they got the address of Ethan Perry, and he was not there. They spoke to his parents. Evelyn was not there, so they told the sheriff's office, and they finally got a hold of Ethan. Ethan doesn't have his baby, and he doesn't know where she is. And so he was on a training in Polk, Louisiana. Hi, Lori Staggs. So then, let's see. are you sure he didn't take her? No, they show you this interview, okay, with Megan. It's like, they're like, look, the baby's not with Ethan. Are you sure? Are you sure he didn't take her somewhere? And they're like, no. And she's like, can you get an Amber Alert? And she looked totally not caring about anything in the interview. And she goes, what do you do when a child's missing? And then she said, he said, you said you lived on Memorial Boulevard. Lies, lies, lies. Ethan said the last time he saw her was late November, early December. New Year's, you just went over there without the baby, and you said the baby had the flu. She keeps saying, no, I had her with me. A couple days after or before New Year's, Hunter and her were together, and they went over there. She asks again about an Amber Alert. Then she says Ethan was being hateful because Hunter was there, and she wanted me to walk her up the driveway. She was pretending she had the baby with her at that time. Ethan does not communicate with me. She was saying he's not responding with me. She's saying she tried to reach him. She's acting as if Ethan has the baby in this interview, okay? They said, well, what kind of things were you texting Ethan? She said, oh, I was asking, hey, call me. Can I see her? She says he never helped. She says he doesn't have a phone. And, she doesn't have a phone, and she was using Hunter's. Then she talks about a broken arm on the baby. Oh, no, it wasn't a broken arm. It was just bruised. She talks about how I never whipped her. I can't whip a kid. This kid is 13 months old. She's talking about whipping kids. Really crazy. And then she's like, my dad saw a bruise on her cheek, and he said, I'll report you to CPS. And she's like, oh, no, she didn't get that from me hitting her. She fell down. I wouldn't hit a kid. She's not one of those people. No, just kill him, right? They said, how come you don't have any baby stuff? She said she gave it all to Ethan. And then she said she does have baby stuff at a mommy's. She calls her grandmother a mommy. Okay? And she has a car seat in the truck, she said. And they were supposed to meet tomorrow at 4. And who are you going to meet? She said she didn't know. Ethan went back. And it was this interview they were playing. And then they had Casey Saltz on. She's the daughter whose parents were Megan's foster parents at 17 years old. Now this woman, they said, do you remember when Megan gave birth to Evelyn? She says, yes. And where were you working? She was working at the pediatrician's office in town, and she was the receptionist. So they said that pediatrician's office is now closed, but after Evelyn was born, did Megan bring her to the pediatrician's office on a regular basis? And she said, yes, she did. And then they went through the timeline of like a newborn, how often do you bring them, when they're 3 to 4 months, when they're 4 to 5, through that all. Did she do that regularly? Yes. Did she bring Evelyn to her scheduled appointments? Yes. And then she had a 12-month appointment. Now, was anybody babysitting Evelyn? And she said, yes, her aunt would. And she watched Evelyn in early December. And let's see, there's a photo of Evelyn where she had a really, really bad diaper rash that was sent to her. I guess it was sent by the aunt, who showed it to a nurse at the pediatrician's office. She said it was a really, really blistery diaper rash, and that little Evelyn had scratches on her thighs from trying to, I guess it was so itchy and everything. She was trying to get at it. It was horrible. Did Evelyn go for her 12-month-old visit? No. and they start showing text messages where Megan misses that appointment, and it's just back and forth. Oh, hey, you missed your appointment. Would you like me to reschedule another one? Yeah, tomorrow. Then, uh-oh, you missed that appointment. Would you like me to schedule another one? Yeah. Then, uh-oh, you missed that one. The doctor's getting upset. What's going on? Oh, I had to go into work. Oh, I had to do this, that stuff. And then finally, she said that she was going to change pediatricians because she was going to go to one that was closer or something, okay? Because she said the doctor's not happy, you're missing all these appointments, and that's when she said, I'm switching pediatricians. I can pay for the missed appointment. They said, no, that's okay, but it's not like y'all to miss these appointments. And the doctor's worried. Let's see. Ethan Perry's step-grandfather got on the... Oh, no. First, the pediatrician came on. She's retired from the Premier Pediatrics. She didn't have too much to say. Then Ethan Perry's step-grandfather came on the stand, and they said, you thought Ethan was the father at the time? Yes. And right about Christmas, he wanted to see Megan, and he wanted her to bring, no, he wanted to see Evelyn. He wanted Megan to bring Evelyn by. They had Christmas presents for Evelyn, and Ethan had been home at that time, and they both came over to see him, but they didn't bring Evelyn. And he was a bit upset, and he asked, where's Evelyn? And she says, oh, Evelyn has the flu, and she's staying with her grandmother. We didn't want to get you sick, So, did you give her the Christmas gifts? Yes, I gave her the Christmas gifts. And then the step-grandfather said, hey, please send a video of her opening her Christmas gifts. Did you ever get one? No. What's the last time you saw Evelyn? Late October of 2019. Thank you so much, Christine F. I really appreciate that so much. Thank you. Okay. So, yeah. Then the cross-examination, Megan... and you were friends on Facebook, they tell the step-grandfather. He says, yes. Did Megan post pictures? Yes. Did it appear from the pictures that she loved her child? Yes. You actually met Evelyn. Did you have any reason to believe she was abused? No. Did it appear that she was a loved child and that Megan enjoyed motherhood? Yes. Nothing further. And then they had Audra, I think it was Audra Gibbs, 7th grade friend. She's known her since then, sees her quite often. They hung out a lot. Yes, she had Evelyn with her, especially in the summer when Evelyn was probably 7 to 8 months old. They saw her frequently. She would hang out. How was Megan's parenting? She said, well, it was okay, but there were some things that I had an issue with, like the long time in changing her diapers. Like, hey, don't you think you should change her? And that sometimes Megan didn't buckle Evelyn into her car seat, and she was like, hey, that's not good. If you get in an accident, that's not a good thing. She could get hurt, not really much else. It appeared that she did care for her daughter, and she was a good mom. They did things like they did tie-dye stuff. She said, and even Evelyn was helping, and this one here made a onesie because she was pregnant at the time. And they went to Pigeon Forge, and then she had a baby shower, and after her shower, she ended up moving in early November, and she had a baby on December 9th of 2019. And then they said, did Megan come see you at the hospital? And she said, yes, with her other good friend, Bailey Hawkins. Was Megan alone? Yes. She said that was the first time I ever saw her without Evelyn. Was there anything unusual? She said, well, I was telling my birthing story because I had some birthing story to tell, and Megan was just all like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. She kept saying it. She just kept saying it. It was weird. She had a weird look on her face, and she just kept saying, I love you. Did you ask about Evelyn? She didn't remember. But I think she said it was with a babysitter, and she remembered it being a little weird because normally she would always say she couldn't find a babysitter. Okay, so how did you keep up with Megan? She said through Instagram. And so through Instagram and everything, they would message. And she said, I want Kyrie to meet Evelyn. They're supposed to be besties. And they said, who's Kyrie? And she said that was her daughter. And then she would say, how's Evelyn? Like, what's going on? And so that Maggie would just say, she's good. She's with Ethan. Or she messaged her friend. Megan messaged this friend saying that she was impregnated. And her friend said, oh, good. Evelyn's going to have a sibling. And then Bailey Hawkins was a friend since 5th grade. So before Thanksgiving, did you know of her to leave Evelyn with anyone? No, she said. On December 5th, she said her grandmother was watching Evelyn, and she was having conversations, text messages about Hunter with this friend, saying she's so happy around Hunter, and it's all going great, and that she's going to go to work, but she's watching TikTok. And on 12/6, she says, I'm leaving at 11 for work. I'm coming back home with Hunter. No, I'm back home with Hunter. That says fun. Chilling with Hunter. I'm going to be at Hunter's house. These are all text messages, okay? Wish me luck. I'm home now. I was there for hours. We just talked. It was nice. Never mentioned Evelyn. Okay, then on 12/7 of 2019, she said that people at work, I guess at this chicken place and stuff where she works, people are noticing that she's taking off with Hunter and she's doing stuff, and other girls are like pissed off, and I guess, I don't know if she's not working the way she should be or whatever it is, but they're pissed. And so she says, 2 people don't like me because of it, and it makes me feel like a piece of crap. And then she texts with this friend to meet up. They're going to meet up at Bojangles, and she says, don't worry about it. It's just me. Evelyn's with Ethan's grandmother. And did you ever know that she would leave it with Ethan's grandmother? Never. There was a screenshot regarding a movie that Hunter and Megan were going to see called Dark Waters. And she says, oh, that's a movie. Is it your understanding they were going to see that? Yes. Then on December 13th, let's see. Megan texted that friend and said, will you ride around with me? I'm upsetty spaghetti. What's wrong? She says, I'm so ducking irritated. So in messages, she says that Evelyn is with her grandmother or Ethan's grandmother, or that Ethan came back from the army leave and he filed for emergency custody, and that she had to go to court. And they said, did you ever see any paperwork? She said no, but she told me that the court date was in January of 2020. Let's see. She said she didn't want to go home. She didn't want to see Evelyn's stuff. It makes her sad. So she said she was in town. She got a hotel at the Econo Lodge. And she said, the friend said, why don't you stay with Hunter? She said, no, Hunter is sweet and all, but I don't want to be all lovey-dovey when I'm so upset about Evelyn. I'm at the Econo Lodge. Come on by. She says, anyway, I think I upset him when I left. I didn't mean to. So then this friend of hers goes to the Econo Lodge, and she said, she had never spent overnight with Megan. I guess she thought they were going to have fun or something. She said, but when she got there, Megan was tired and disassociated, and she didn't act upset. She looked like she was tired and out of it. She wasn't scared. She wasn't worried. She wasn't crying. She just went to sleep. And the friend thought, wow, I thought we were going to hang out for a little while, but that didn't happen. The next morning, she went to go hang out with Hunter. And then she texted her later on and said she was with Hunter. And then she said Evelyn has not been seen in a couple of weeks. So at this time, did she move out of the trailer? Yeah, she thinks. And she was staying with Hunter. And then they said, did you take a trip to Knoxville? And she said, yes, to visit Audrey, who had the baby. So now this is her take on that visit. And they said, well, what happened when you went there, right? And she said, well, they said, was she acting like normal? No. She was acting all over the place. She was erratic, and she kept repeating things and kept saying, I love you, and loved us. It was completely out of character. Let's see. Then at one time, she said that she was at Ethan's grandparents with him and that things were good. And then this friend kind of broke down too, because she said, like, I told her, please send me pictures of Evelyn. I miss her and I haven't seen her. Did she send you pictures? No. Bailey's breaking down on the stand. She couldn't even go down. They had to take a break. She broke down so bad. And then they skipped around a little bit, and they said, do you remember when you heard that Evelyn was missing? Yes. How did you hear that about Facebook? But then they backtracked it back to questions for custody of Ethan. And, okay, January 24th, you got a text from Megan. And she said that me and Hunter may or may not be expecting a small human. And she asked, how's Evelyn? And Megan said she's good and said she's mean as F. And then the friend said, I want to see her. And then then Megan said something like, I'll fight Hunter if it's a girl. I want a little boy so bad. And then there was another text on January 29th. And she said, do you have Evelyn or something? And she said, no, my grandma does. She says, will you bring Evelyn? I miss her baby face. Yes, but she never did. January of 2020, did you ever see Evelyn? No. Did you ever see her in December of 2019? No. Are you worried at this point? Yes. Why? She said, I'm not seeing her posting pics. She seems wishy-washy. Things seem off. She's wishy-washy when I ask her anything about Evelyn. And let's see. Did you ever consider calling DCS? She said, yes, I did, but she was such a good friend, and I didn't want to do that to her. She said that, would you press her? She said, yes, but she always had an answer. Now, on February 22nd of 2020, there was a text after you found out Evelyn was missing, and she said that whoever has her, I hope they bring her back. And she said, please tell me the truth to her. And she said, if I could tell you, I would, but I can't. And she said that Hunter said they're not together in the media so that people would back off of him. And she said, did Hunter ever see Evelyn? And she said, I'm not going to get into that for Hunter's sake. The babysitter is the last to have seen her at 12:10. She said, and did you see her after that? She said, I can't disclose that. Let's see, did you ask her about her mom? Yes. She said Evelyn was with her mom at times. When she said her mom, did Evelyn ever say she was scared that her mother had Evelyn? Did Megan ever say that she was scared that her mother had Evelyn? She said no. She never said she was scared for Evelyn's safety. She said, I don't guess so. And let's see, then there was another room. She paid for a room at the O'Connell Lodge for Megan because she had to get out of there and everything going on. They said, did you stay there? She said, nope. I just dropped her off and left her there. And that is where they ended for the day with Megan. Okay? So tomorrow they're going to start with the cross of that friend. Now, with Monica. Okay. Let me go to that other part of the notebook. Okay. So there was Mr. Dugan, a retired county sheriff's office, but he was a VP risk management and security person from Cody. In 2016, when the company was acquired, his role was to ensure all assets for the organization and security audits. Did you know Fabio? Yes. And you were part of brand security? He said yes. You went to the office on March 9th and you met with Henry Meyer? Yes. And then you made a phone call to Monica? Yes. Did you ever meet Monica face to face? No. He called her. He told her that he was security for Cody. He asked her if he could help her with anything. And what could Cody do for you? And she asked to check about the insurance. And he told her he was flying back to New York and then he was flying to Europe. And when he was back in the office, he would check things out. And did you have a conversation with that Tracy, the one that was the benefits manager? He said yes. Tracy gave him all the details, and this was now March 21st. And he received a call from Monica about the life insurance, and he told her that she'd have to talk to the lead detective. Fabio's salary was given to her for the next 6 months. He spoke to the detective, and he said that they need to sign off on the beneficiaries. And every couple of weeks, he'd call the detective, but he said the detective was a classic detective, and he didn't tell him anything. Did he give you a heads up about the arrest? He said he asked him to give him a heads up about the arrest because for the murder, took them so off guard in the company and everything, and it just was chaos. So he wanted to know when any arrests would be made. Well, did he call you? He said no, he didn't. He called me after the fact, but they weren't publicized. There was going to be a press conference. He called me then, and that's when he found out. And then let's see here. The next thing is an analyst for the Cellbrite. Now hold on, let me get that. Okay, so let's see what we have here on that. There were SIM cards that he got and phones and devices. Okay, so Mr. Baker's user accounts, that was populated by Cellbrite. And Mr. Baker's device shows that he has Facebook Messenger under his name. Is that correct? He says correct. If you look under the name column, which is the third column in the screenshot, and he's showing like this, the screenshots of this, he said the accounts connected to this device, one belonged to a Gmail, and another one on the third row, he said it has 3 emails showing on the next slide. So he had a number of emails and stuff, a number of photos, and these are photographs of Monica. Cell phones, he showed the front and back of them. He showed information for Monica's cell phone. He showed her phone number. He said that it was an iPhone 7. And then he showed these were slides they were showing. The user accounts that were associated with Monica, and Hotmail addresses, Instagram account she used. Then there was another iPhone registered to Robert Baker, and then there was a Galaxy. He said it's not an iPhone. It was a Galaxy, a Samsung Galaxy. It was a Galaxy S8. He said it was Robert Baker's phone. And let's see. He gave the phone number for that one. And they showed screenshots. And he said that these are the unfiltered entries for the cell. And they said, when you say filtered, what does that mean? He said filtered. You could see there's 1,164 contacts. And I'm filtering down those contacts. So you could see Mr. Sementilli's information that's stored on Mrs. Sim's device. So she has him stored under his name as well as Daddy on the second row of the WhatsApp. The application for Daddy is associated with the phone number showing, the next slide is Mr. Baker's item. So she called him Daddy on her WhatsApp. And let's see, there's a whole bunch of entries. And there's additional phone numbers, and they have an address in Las Vegas as 245 Entertainment Group. That's an address that we saw Mr. Baker had. And then there's a P.O. box that they have there, that they've got there, and the Entertainment Group Incorporated and Roger Baker. This is all stuff they're pulling out of here. And from the Galaxy XS8. And then there's something with Alfred name, and then Monica Sementilli. Let's see. Get to something. What should I have here? Okay, so there's Mr. Baker has a title as an adult male talent, ATM, and he has under those details a work phone number associated with that, and great, adult talent male. He has third-party messaging apps like WhatsApp, and then they go into details of what is WhatsApp and what is that like, and Monica's iCloud and Excel spreadsheets, and lots and lots of information there. Then they talk about Viber, the Viber messenger, right? They deleted all that, but remember there were certain things that showed, that didn't get deleted fully, that showed that they're in her iCloud and stuff, that she was using Viber to make calls. So, yeah, and then that, the Viber messenger install date on Monica's device, she installed it on April 9th of 2016. And then if you look in the upper right hand corner, he says, you can see there's 4 entries that filtered. So there were little remnants left that they had Viber. But again, remember, that was like something totally encrypted, and they were able to delete most of that. So there's just little remnants left there that they had that. There's iTunes data that was found. And there were Viber log entries that happened between January 17th and January 23rd, the date of the murder. And there were 4,234 log entries that were there then for Viber. Let's see. Just trying to go through this because there's so much over here. Mr. Baker's phone was connected to the router on June 28th of 2016. June 23rd of 2017. See, they have a 2016 version with a light app. Again, remember, a lot of that stuff was deleted, but there are little remnants of it that stayed on, that showed them that there was an ID and a password for an account. There's just a lot of information. I'm trying to see what Okay, this is a log entry for Viber on January 23rd, 2017 at 7:21 in the morning. And that's the day of the murder. So they have the log entries. They don't have the messages, but there is a log entry for that date and the time of the usage. So that was something like that they could see that they were using, and that had been deleted, okay? There's a log entry for 12:37, 12:39, 12:46. And then it looks like there's texts that say, when you're on your way, I'm making dinner. She's talking to her daughter. Bella responds. On January 23rd, 4:27 and 4:28, there's a eye doctor, and that's when the daughter had to go pick up her eyeglasses. Remember, she was going to pick up her eyeglasses. She had to stop there and get them. So they had that on there. And July 23rd, it's labeled, the surveillance camera is labeled as Isabella returning home. That was after the murders. She was returning home with a red Fiat in the photograph. It's a red car. And they said that Baker's phone is connecting back to his home network. And it shows a screenshot of the timeline. And then there is January 23rd, 5:19 and 7:37. There's a conversation on the 24th where Baker says he'll be figuring it out tonight. And Baker sends a message on the 24th of Monica's husband's been murdered, I think he said, on July 25th at 9:52 in the morning. There's WhatsApp correct there. So it indicated the defendant Baker immediately stopped using Viber app after the murder and he began using WhatsApp. That's exactly what they did. Facebook Messenger applications. So there were Facebook messages from Christopher Austin. That's the other guy that killed Fabio, right? And he got Austin to download his WhatsApp, and that's that Austin had provided a lot of information in order to see what was going on, because he had some of his apps still there, They got rid of all their WhatsApp, and remember, there was only like a few from like right before they got arrested. So on Chris's phone, let's see. What would they find on that one? Let me see if I can go get some kind of a screenshot of something here. Hang on, I'm trying to. So I want to actually go through and listen to this all again, because this one I listened to like Evelyn would pace, because I had been with Megan Boswell all freaking day. And so I want to grab some screenshots and better show this. And I do want to get the discovery for this so that we can go and look at all of these messages the right way. But I have to go back, and tonight I'm probably going to re-listen to Monica's trial again because I was really stressed and under the gun because it's hard to cover two trials like this in the way that I'm covering them. So this guy was on the stand all day, all day. So, and let me see if I can find it. So I apologize for that because then we had the thing with Sandy. So I was under the gun today. But let me see if I can find some screenshots real quick here of something. And I apologize for not being better prepared on this one because I have to catch up on it. But let's see. Okay, here's something. These were those. And most of these are caught up on this yet. So yeah, unfortunately, I did not get as far as I wanted to in that one, and I really have to go back and listen some more. So I hope you're not too upset with me, but there's only so much I can do, you know? It's a lot. And there was just so much going on today to get ready for the crochet and the Monica, oh my gosh, tell me what I'm trying to say. What am I trying to say? The Megan Boswell one. Yeah, is too. And maybe, you know, I think I've gone like too far. I just can't cover one, and they're both going to be pretty intense. And usually I'm able to do it, but today because of the early live and some other things I had to go do, so it just was a little bad. But I'm sorry that I don't have more for you with that. I will get it for you. Elle, feeling not right is not a good thing. What's going on, Elle? What happened? Wait a minute. You're not feeling right? What's wrong? What's wrong? Are you still taking your antibiotics? Elle is sick. What do you feel like? You don't know? Is it numbness again? You're groggy. Oh no. Whenever people say they don't feel like, no, whenever people say, oh. Well, I'm done with the true crime and stuff, so if you want me to put the Zoom up, if you want to call in, I'll start a new Zoom. I'll start a new Zoom if you want to call in. I feel bad about the Monica Sementilli. I just couldn't get it all done. It was just, I was running ragged. Sorry, I will make up for it. I will do like 8 and 9 tomorrow. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
I just got up at 6:30, I'm
What's going
already
on?
I'm just ready to go back to sleep again.
Okay, but how do you feel though? Like other than that?
Just like groggy, you know. Maybe it's just the pneumonia, wearing on my
Are you
body.
taking the antibiotics?
Yes. I haven't been really coughing that much.
Well, that's good.
I don't have back pain anymore.
Okay.
That's good. Just want to feel right. I just need like all those things that you were saying to do today.
Yeah.
Like I need to do those things. I need to eat like that. I need to like get on a program.
Okay. What happened? You just blew your nose on a plastic glove?
Who?
Scooter just blew her nose on a plastic glove.
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know. My chat is behind. Al, don't lay flat. The little lady said, stay propped up.
I'm not. I can't lay flat. I get really dizzy. I have my head like up a little.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, so Christy came in.
We're alive, Belle.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
yeah.
Why be a second? Hi, everyone.
I was just surprised because hi,
That's
Gail.
good. Hi, everybody in the chat.
Hi, everybody in the chat. I didn't see her today.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Gail's gone.
Gail's gone.
Gail's gone. On accident. Yeah, I know you did it on accident, Scooter. Come on. Oh, my goodness.
Scooter, come in Zoom. So there was really not that much on that trial today.
Well, there was, but I got so wrapped up in the other one, and I've got to finish watching this other one, and it was crazy because it was just too much stuff. And then that early live, it was nuts to have to do that.
Kicked myself off.
Oh, did you?
Mm.
So what did the guy say? It was the security guy?
He was the guy that was doing the Celebrate, but I didn't get. There's a lot of information, and I've got to get it all, and that's what I said.
He was doing the what?
It's getting all the stuff off their devices with this Celebrate stuff. It's called. That's the software that they do it with. Yeah, and I just got to catch up on it. It's like
I bet he needed
it's really. I mean,
there's gloves to get hers off. It was so disgusting.
But I have to do a better job of getting everything watched. It's hard. It's hard to cover two big trials like this, but I'll get it done.
I have a much harder time watching the children's stuff.
Yeah, but I've covered Baby Evelyn for so long. It's like I know it inside and out, and I want to see her mother take the stand. I want to see.
Oh yeah.
You want to find out about like how Ethan Perry, like who is really Evelyn's father, and all of this stuff.
Who was Ethan's father?
It's supposed to be Ethan Perry, but now they're saying he's not. So.
Yeah, who is the new boyfriend, the rich guy?
That's Hunter Woods.
Hunter Woods. Now, there's no possibility he's the father.
No, but she said she was pregnant by him, and I don't know. Then they said, no, there was no baby there, so I don't know whether she just thought she was or she I have no. That's why I want to find all this out. Your son just rang? Oh, okay. Help me out here. You think it's tub time? Oh, no, Scooter's at her dad's house. I don't think she has tub time over there.
What's tub time?
Tub time.
What's that?
Taking a bath, Scooter.
Oh, tub time.
Yeah. Hi, 61. I need some help here with this. Head is just so weird today. I need my mushrooms.
You're not gonna have coffee this late.
No, they have it. They do have one that's supposed to like put you to sleep.
A coffee.
Oh, you will. Scooter said she'll be in a little bit.
Oh, good.
And no, come on. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. It's it. I mean, that girl should have had that baby taken away. Why didn't anyone ever call CPS on her? She was such a negligent mother. And all these people knew it.
I don't know.
She was terrible.
Well, they thought she was okay at first. I don't know. I have no idea. Like they did.
Her grandfather helped her, right?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it wasn't like she was alone. She had help. Now, was the grandfather's wife alive?
Yeah. He's young. Do you see him? He's a young guy. He's not. He's got young kids of his own. She was only 18 when she had her.
And her baby daddy was in the army.
Well, yeah, but I don't know who the real one is because they keep saying that he's not, or like you thought he was, or something.
So she had no help from a baby daddy.
No, but she had help from her father, she said.
And the grandfather.
Yeah.
Financial help.
Yeah, lots of it.
There was no reason for her to do that. She should. Wow. Poor thing. Poor baby. And it was asphyxiated.
Yeah.
And they can't tell if it was an accident or if it was on purpose.
I don't know yet. We haven't heard from the medical examiner yet.
And she's saying it was an accident.
No, she's not. I don't know what she's saying yet. I really
We
don't.
don't know. We don't know what she's saying.
I don't know what they're going to go with now.
Well, she's gonna say it's an accident. It was an accident. I'm sure.
Right, and she panicked or whatever. I don't know.
Right. I wonder. Did anybody ever see her lose her temper with the baby? Or did we not hear anything about that yet?
No, they just saw her. Maybe she didn't change the baby as much as she should.
Well, that's bad.
Yeah. When she babysitting the child? No, she was the mother. Hi.
Yeah, that was the mother. She was awfully young. There's so many grief families out there that want babies. I don't understand why these people.
Where'd Kevin go?
These babies don't give these babies up for adoption. Give them to good families. Don't understand.
Kevin Leonard. Where is he cooking his biscuits or something?
He's making biscuits this late.
He said something in the last one that he was making biscuits or something. Where'd Kevin go, guys? Is he making his biscuits?
Kevin, where are you?
Pretty sure he said he was.
Kevin.
In the last one, he was making biscuits or something.
Don't leave us, Kevin.
Oh my
Come
gosh.
Zoom.
Hi, 61. Which ones are the choir? We already did choir. Oh my gosh. Where's the Heart Made Wise? We need her here on this word puzzle.
Oh, you're doing the cookies?
Yeah.
Don't know where she is. Yes, Christine. 18 is too young. Absolutely. I agree.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Like nowadays, like an 18-year-old is so immature.
Okay. Oh, I know this must be that. Okay. Okay, good high 61.
How much does an iPad cost?
mm,
Like a
I don't know.
Apple
How much
around-
does an iPad cost, guys? They vary. I mean, few $100s,
How much?
few hundred.
That's it for an iPad?
Mm-hmm.
For a phone's like 1,000.
Yeah, I think an iPad. I think. Well, I mean, high 61s is a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they have ones that are not that like 400. Your son is doing shopping. Okay.
I want to get one.
Maybe more high
What
61.
they have. An Apple. I'm gonna have to get a new iPad and a new phone.
Well, a lot of times you can get deals with the cell phone carrier.
Yeah. My phone is shot. Everything's hacked. I need new equipment. Everything's cracked. Hacked.
Come on, huh? We gotta get this. No. That was crazy. You got that at the same time I did high 61. That's crazy.
I'm gonna go.
You're going?
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. We're going to get off in a minute if we get this word.
I can't play the word cookies.
No, I mean, I'm going to get off in a minute if I get this word.
Oh, okay.
We're trying, high 61 and I are trying to get it.
I can't see them for some reason. I can't see the thing.
Let's try one of these high. Okay. Oh, equine.
Why is it so-
How stupid of us, high. We got it. Alright. I'm gonna go. Love you guys. Let me see here. How do I get you out of here? God bless. Prayers. We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody be good. And trials start in the morning. Thank you again, Christine, for the super chat. Thank you.